All right. And we should be live. Hello, hello, hello. Let people trickle in here as I finish setting up stream fully. Okay, there we go. That actually does work. Da-da-da. Okay. So if you look in the description, I actually have a link to the playtest document, because I knew that would be a common question. Yeah. Ooh, and I should also be centered. I have a new camera, which means that I have a new toy of I can move my head and it'll follow me. So I can center myself so that way I'm in frame for where I want to be sitting. And I can just have it stop following me. So yeah, that's a new trick. And it also looks good at night, so I can finally record at night again. Because like my lighting setup here is very bad. So previously that was stopping me from making the videos I wanted to make. It is the Link Pro 2. My dad got to me for my birthday, because I mentioned complaining about my old camera a little too much. So, yeah. Would recommend if you have that much money on hand, which is a lot, but it's a nice camera. And that's what I'm going to be using for, like, the foreseeable future. Thank you for the birthday wishes. So, as a note, the only thing I looked at was the names of the classes. That is all I know. So, I am actively running a Starfinder game now, a Starfinder 2e game, and we are level 3, just hit level 3. And so, these classes are going to immediately get thrown into the pool of things people can pick. I like the game, so I hope the classes are fun. With that, let's get going. Woohoo! All right. I'm now 23, by the way, if that's what people are wondering. I'm sure half the audience is going to go, wow, so young. And then there's like 10% that are going to call me old. But that's how it goes. All right, mechanic. Key attribute int. No surprise there. Hit points 8 plus con, no surprise there. Yeah, according to my YouTube analytics, like 80% of my audience is older than me. So. But I also don't trust YouTube analytics on age that much, because I know that youngins like to lie on their age on their Google accounts because, well, I was one of them. Computers and crafting, sure. Seems like a small number of trained skills, and this is something that I'm going to complain about with a lot of Starfinder classes, because they did add in 2 new skills, so I think that classes should get more trained skills than they would normally do. This is like the normal amount of skills trained for a normal martial, so it's kind of... this is the thing they do to a lot of classes, they have their base number of skills be lower, but like, I don't think... look, that's just my thoughts. Yeah, it is more than wizard. You're right. Yep, they are martial class. They get ooh, medium armor. Okay, interesting. Oh, who'd have guessed their training class DC? Setting up turrets and getting drones. Ooh, okay. They're cooking. Another class with flourish actions. Okay. And the mod trait. Use the modify action to apply customizations or mods. This action has manipulate trait. Sure. Yeah. I didn't note the perception. Yeah, they do have good perception. Okay. Let's just take a look at the advancement before we look at any of the class features, because this is me, and so I'm immediately looking at when are they getting their armor boosts. Yeah, they get weapon mastery here. So they get they get armor on like the fighter type of progressions. So they're gonna get medium armor there. Oh, but they don't get medium armor mastery until 19. So they have fighter and ranger numbers for armor boost for their first boost, but then it goes back to like the barbarian and rogue tier for the last one. That's interesting. You're gonna hear me say that's interesting a lot. Saving throws, trained in will, expert in the other two. Okay. Will expertise is there, sure. Where do you get your fortitude upgrade? Perception mastery. That's their fortitude. Okay. Yeah, I'm a little bit older, you know. Us Gen Z are no longer the oldest generation. Yeah, they have attribute boosts. Okay, moving on. Yep, they got their initial proficiencies. Moving on. Custom rig. You get a specialized toolkit called a custom rig. Your custom rig weighs 1 bulk and counts as both a commercial repair toolkit, plus any one of the following toolkits of your choice. Hacking, infiltrator, or commercial maker's toolkit. You can use your custom rig with 1 hand, throwing it 2 hands, or if you're holding it. Okay. Okay, so it comes with those, but sounds like you can put any number of the integrated toolkits into the one tool set if they're listed in this option. I'd like that to be clarified in its wording in later versions, because I'm not sure if the game designers intend for it to be limited for just one other tool. I just kind of like a line that says, whenever you purchase one or more of the listed toolkits, just because then that would imply that you can then put them all in there, and it's a very small word count change, but nitpick. Now the modify action. Interact, draw, retrieve, or swap an item, then add one of the mods listed. Ooh! Okay, they're cooking. Yeah, no, I agree that it absolutely seems to mean that. But, you know, I can't trust the average player to know that, because I have waded through my own comment sections a little too much. We're not at Technomancer yet. No spoilers. Alright, so some of the mods are Big Boom. Perfect. 3 times raised by 5 feet. Blah, blah, blah. Okay, sure. Bunker Buster. Bypass 5 hardness or has raising hardness. Ooh, interesting. The item gains non-lethal trait. Okay. Ooh, increasing the range of thrown weapons. So, I like that they have something for thrown weapons, but they're going to be really bad with thrown weapons, because they're an int class, and thrown weapons want you to have dexterity and strength. You don't have the stats for that. But I guess you can use it with, and it does work with any other ranged weapons. And I guess plus 30 feet range increment is very good with some ranged weapons, but I don't know. This all seems interesting. Can immediately reduce malfunctioning. Perfect. That seems sweet. Exocortex, yep. Throne. And so each one of these is a subclass. Okay. Look, I woke up an hour ago. Okay. I haven't really seen anything that makes me want class DC yet, but I haven't even finished their class features, so. Zero companions for more information. Drone types detail on page 16. Animal companion, but it flies and shoots bullets. Perfect. This is exactly what I wanted. Thoughts and range of 150 feet. Ooh. It can't perform any actions. So you know what I hear when you can't perform any actions related to a flying companion? Oh, sorry, your owl can't use the fly action, so I guess it falls. I don't know. And by the way, when my eyes look over here, that's me looking at chat. When my eyes are over here, that's me looking at the main dock. Just so you can tell what I'm reading. Yeah, but like, there are also language for the animal companions of they will only take actions if it directly prevents harm, but people tend to ignore that. And I think that it is obvious harm falling from the sky as a bird. So I think they would know how to keep themselves airborne. That's my argument. The drones, it would make sense that they would fall out of the sky, but like, I do kind of want them to make more of a note on that. And again, nitpick. Everything I'm saying at this point is nitpicks. Maybe. Or maybe you and your GM can work out, oh, but I have custom programming that just tells it to like hover around in a circle if I'm not controlling it and it's in the air. Which I think could be fine. Like, I don't know. I don't know yet. We're just reading through it. Ooh, okay, so you immediately get the Hunter's Call thing that lets you trade in more actions. Modifier drone, any weapons at wheels. You gain the following new mods. Desperate Repair, drone gains temporary HP. Drone gains plus stats, bonus damage rolls, drone strikes deal more 1 damage. Blah, blah, blah. Okay, so, and then, like, basically, the drone gets 2-handed damage. Sure. This seems fine to me for a, like, main class feature companion. This makes sense to me. I'm gonna assume that they have numbers similar to animal companions. I guess Paizo kind of figured out that math works. And then with these kind of buffs, being able to pump more actions into them. Sure. Sure. Robot companions, yeah, so then it just talks about robot companions. Sure. Yeah, that makes sense. Network of mines, and you deploy mine, and then you activate with the detonate mine. Because the children yearn for the mines, and class DC, yep. 2+ int, sure. And then they just kind of respawn near you. Sure. Okay. Roku's basing on commands about the few changes. Okay, yeah, that makes sense to me. Yeah. I'm seeing what they're cooking, and I think that they're doing smart things. I think that these are intelligent decisions. Deploy mine, planning to deploy mine, skirt the third food, deploy mine, select whether it be fire or piercing damage when detonated. Smart mine. You program mines with room manufactured virtual tunnel and avoid damaging specific targets. Interesting. The detonate mine, action or reaction. And this has it be 10-foot burst with some fire damage. So they're another like consistent AoE damage class. That's cool. Do adjacent, so you could do 2 actions, plant the mine 30 feet away, and then blow it up for 1. I mean, we have Soldier for consistent AoE damage on a Marshal already, but like, this is neat as like a Trapper setting up class, which is very, very neat. Because this isn't really design space they've played with that much. Like, I know we have snares, but Snares? Come on. Come on. Are we really going to argue that snares are that well-played of a mechanic? Like, nobody really plays with snares that much. Maybe graphics do work with the minions, because, like, I know that item bonuses have special restrictions with companions that you don't give them a bunch of magic items. And so you probably won't get the numerical bonuses of graft, but they'd probably get the additional, like, activities from a graft, I think. Yeah, like, snares aren't very good, so to have them be more pushed as a class feature is interesting. Currently, I haven't seen anything that makes me go, ah, yes, this can compete with Operative, this can compete with Mystic, this can compete with Witch Warper, this can compete with the other classes that exist in Starfinder. Because to me, Deploy Mine just kind of looks like, why wouldn't I play a soldier? So my concerns are all power level wise, not thematics wise. Thematically, I think this is great. And I am the same I've been playing Pathfinder for like 3+ years now, and I've never seen somebody use a snare unironically. Yeah, no, I think that there's a lot of design space that they're exploring here. And I like all the design space they're exploring. I just kind of want to see the numbers be bigger. Like, I know, oh, but with prep time, this becomes absurd. Yeah. And so, like, it's more of a campaign call and, like, metagame call than anything else. I don't know. Okay, there are particular feats. Got it. I'll respect that. Then you have a turret, which has stats and shoots different guns. All are D8, but they're different types of damage. Fair enough. You can deploy the turret. Okay, yeah. All this makes sense. Yeah, snares are very undertuned. That's not really a controversial take. Oh, it talks about destroyed and has a broken threshold. Yeah, that's an error, but I think it's clear what the designers intended. I think that if it's broken, you could probably just redeploy it. I think they should just say, get rid of this clause, say you can collect and redeploy your turret's to action activity to return to full HP. I think they should just, like, axe that part of the line. Like, line veto it, you know? Unoccupied square within 30 feet. So, I'm seeing it as more like, oh, it shares multi-attack penalty, so that's the thing you're attacking with now. This is like your main form of getting damage out. And yeah, you can happen to put it 30 feet away from you personally, and that's another target that the enemies then need to shoot down. And if your turret breaks, you can just respawn at full HP. Yeah, that's kind of... Oh no. I don't know what Paizo does or doesn't intend with this, but like, yeah, it being able to break and then you not being able to fix it is kind of a big issue. Cool. Additional skill boost to computers or crafting. That makes sense. Full expertise, sure. Oh, you can convert damage, you convert physical damage. Okay, damage type variety, sure. Reflexes, sure. Sure. Ooh, installing 2 mods instead of 1 at 15 is important. Legendary and Perception eventually. That's neat. This will make it the 3rd Legendary Perception class, I think, because it's just Rogue and Investigator, if I'm not mistaken. Chat can let me know if I'm mistaken because, like, oh, actually, you forgot Operative actually gets Legendary Perception. But I thought Operative maxed out at Master to be more like Fighter. Ranger gets Legendary as well. That makes sense. Okay, so it's the 4th. Okay, cool. Thanks, chat. Yeah, this is why I have to Google the things that I speak before I open my mouth. I disagree with rogues getting too much. I think rogues get the amount they need to be viable as an 8 HP melee class that tries to use one-handed weapons. Gunslinger against Legendary Perception? No, I think that it makes a ton of sense for them to get Legendary Perception. I'm just saying it's interesting. Gunslinger does, okay. Yeah, in my mind, they're just using fighter stuff. So, okay. Legendary Perception isn't as rare as I thought it was. Okay. I don't play that much very, very high levels. So, it's not stuff I've memorized, where I can kind of tell you the initial proficiencies of every class in the game. Because I do a lot of playing at the low to mid levels, and that's always relevant. Customizations, sure. Intelligence mod to mind damage. Okay. Now I'm seeing the vision. They have to pick their number boosting feat at level 1, which I don't like design-wise. I think that you shouldn't have the option between vertical power and horizontal power. I think that you should just put the vertical power in the thing itself. But I can understand if this is like an option thing for another subclass, but this is kind of like they need to eat that part of the power budget. I still do not have to like it. Oh, cool, you get to do splash damage after spending an extra action. Okay. I mean, I also value reflex a little bit less than the other saves because a reflex save is against damage, and damage isn't the thing that kills you at high levels. It's all the different status ailments flying around. Will is the most important at blocking those status ailments. Fortitude is second. Yeah, exactly. I would say that the amount of reflex saves for damage is much higher in Starfinder because you have so many more area weapons and things of that nature, so it's not just spells and spell-like effects you're reflex saving against. It's now some weapons are reflex save. Yeah, the only condition associated with reflex is prone. Yep, I agree. Fully agree. I'd actually argue Fortitude is against immobilize most of the time because you have paralyzed and grabbed, and those are the most common ways to get immobilized. So I'd argue that Fortitude is actually the anti-immobilization save. Because like Swallow Whole, Grabbed, and Paralyzing effects are what I'd say are the 3 most common ways to get completely locked out of the game. Or stunned as well, but that's also Fortitude. Clumsy's kind of tied to reflex, but like, it's not common enough for me to like think of it that much. Yeah, reflex has a lot of soft CC associated. I'd agree. Yeah. Yep. That's also true of Stupefied and Well. And Enfeeble and Constitution. Like, that's just kind of how the game operates. Yeah. Generally, if you are failing a will save, you are having a very bad time. If you're failing a reflex save, your cleric just heals you. And that's the difference. Okay, you can make... Okay. I get the vibes here. This is a class with a ton of very powerful feats. Failed will save, become blind for a minute, bozo. Okay. There are some reflex saves that do give permanent status effects. For those of you in chat that want to know what I'm talking about, there is a spell called Eclipse Burst. On a critical fail reflex save, it makes you permanently blinded. So, there are some, but they're like writer effects on damage spells for when you critically fail. So personally, I say that reflex tends to be the least valuable save at higher levels, but yeah, no, that's the cognitive saying that I'm referencing. And, you know, pretty fair. And Bulwark also does make dumping decks easier. Yeah, 7th rank spells get a little messed up. It's also divine spells, so clerics can cast it. Fun fact. Don't mess with clerics. Yeah, no, the slightly below party level things with a bunch of AoEs is a very fun counter type. Yeah, Eclipse Burst is probably my favorite damage spell. Like that and Chain Lightning are my two favorites. But I mean, like saying, oh, Chain Lightning is my favorite damage spell. It's like, okay, yeah, sure. Yeah, I'm pretty sure Powered Blind is also a divine spell, isn't it? Is it? I don't know. I don't play enough high level. I should know because of... Oh, wait, that's spoilers. I can't talk about that. Interesting. Thank you for the birthday wishes. Hey, Turk can give cover. Okay. Huh. So, you're not really mecha piloting or Iron Manning, but it is very interesting. You're more of like bomb planting, setting up turrets, and having drones, that kind of stuff. General vibes of the mechanic is that it is a class with a weaker than average chassis, but far above average feats. So they will naturally pick different things and feel very, very different. Woo, birthday. And they have a lot of very good options in their feats. I'm just gonna skip ahead a little bit. If somebody wants me to go back and look at... Yeah, I know Powered Blind is in Pathfinder 2. I'm asking if it's on the Divine list. Because, like, I don't want to alt-tab into... Yeah, basically the opposite of Druid. That's a good way of putting it. Double Detonation seems pretty nice. Concentrated Explosion seems... Like, there's a lot of good options here. Yeah, no, I'm kind of... I think they cooked with this one. Having not played or looked into it too much, I think they cooked. And like, I'm just kind of skimming over a few of the other things. Oh, the mines can heal. That's neat. And they can shoot their turret out like Beyblade. Okay. We've achieved peak. Peak is achieved. Oh, they get the fighter additional reaction thing. Okay, yeah, no, this is okay. This is a cool class. Okay, they sold me. They sold me. I'm sold. Like, this is the first Starfinder class I can really say I've read, and I don't have any major complaints on first reading. Because my first reading of just about every other Starfinder class, I was able to come up with like a legitimate complaint. I guess my only like minor gripes are like wording stuff. Do I think it supersedes Inventor? Not entirely, but like Inventor is undertuned, and this is getting closer to its niche from like a flavor perspective. Inventor is more of a straightforward beater class that then plays around with gadgets a little bit. This is a gadget class that happens to be able to do some beating. So I think that they are slightly different. I just think that Inventor needs some number buffs. If they had a power armor subclass, then yeah, I agree. But currently, mechanic isn't about stacking buffs onto yourself. I don't think that operative even supersedes Gunslinger that much. Because like Gunslinger early game gets to automatically add that D4. They don't have as conservative an action economy. They have different abilities to combo stuff with reload. So like I don't think Gunslinger is fully subsumed either. They're very similar niches, but I think that they're just like adjacent. I have no idea why your messages are or aren't showing. That message went through. Yeah, I have no idea. Anyway. That's my overall thoughts on mechanic, is that this seems sweet. I think that I'd like to see some of these lower level feats maybe worked more into the class chassis. But honestly, I'm pretty happy with it. I need to look through it more detailed, but like I don't want this video or this stream to be a deep dive. I kind of want to just like get first thoughts out there. Oh, I guess we need to read the robot companions. Okay. I'm just going to say these look very animal companion-y. Yeah, and then you can do all the customizations. Okay, sure. And the customizations are like further ways to... okay. Fair enough. Technomancer. Perception, spellcaster, saving throws, spellcaster, skills. What? Oh, 6 HP spellcaster and Starfinder. We did it, gamers. We did it. Yeah, definitely. And I also think that what mechanic is what a lot of people wanted Inventor to be, but I think it is different enough from what Inventor is. 6 HP caster. Okay, let's see here. Defenses, light armor still. Okay. Squishy casters live. Let's go. And then we're going to see when you roll initiative, get 2 times your level in temp HP. Because, you know, that would be... trained yes, they're an arcane caster. Yes. We have space wizards. Yay, space wizards. Cast spells, blah, blah, blah. They do not have additional slots. And they are a prepared caster. Okay. All right. I'm seeing things that make them weaker than the other casters printed in Starfinder. And now I know they're getting something messed up later on their list. And this is what I wanted to see from Starfinder casters. Things that are weaker in terms of the spells, but then have power budget put into special abilities. This is the type of stuff I wanted to see from Starfinder casters. So currently they're hitting the right notes on me, by making the class weaker. Yeah. All this is normal. Spell database. Yep, they have a spell book. It's a wizard. It's a wizard. Guys, we have wizard. Okay, magic hacks. Magic hacks are a focus spell. Sure. Programming language, discussing playing programming language. Choose a programming language from the options on page 24. Oh my gosh. Yes. Perfect. They have spell substitution by default. Oh! Yeah, I did gloss over that. Where do they have the spell substitution? Under database. Okay. No, it doesn't seem... Oh, it's download spell. Okay, we weren't there yet. Cool. Your magic shorthand for your favorite spell makes it easier to cast. Yep, this is... Yep. Down spells over and replay. You gain the download spell action. Run repaired spells, one spells your spell cache same rank or lower. And so you get to basically have your favorite spells in your cache. Yeah, it's meaningfully worse, but like... You're misunderstanding. Spell substitution took 10 minutes out of combat. This can be done mid-fight. This is better spell sub in that way. So I can be doing my utility list and then have Lightning Bolt as a favorite spell and then just boop, cache Lightning Bolt. Oh, it's your Wizard School spells? Okay. So then it's more like the Rune Lord form of spell sub, but it's free action. Okay. Overclock your guns, blah, blah, blah. Jailbreak spell. Always optional might not apply to every spell shape. Okay. Because spell now he'll do the tag menu commanding depending on programming language because overclock for 1 minute. The methods of the overclock boost from subclass. Okay. 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 So everything's subclass based, which I'm actually a big fan of. Okay. Sure. They are cooking here. There is some cooking going on. I can smell it and it smells great. We're not feats yet, but it's one spell per rank to the spell cache each day. Sweet. That's gonna be a feat that I really like then. Jailbreak, if you are overclocked, you can free action do all your spell shapes. Oh. Ooh. Ooh. Reflex goes to expert 5, sure. Blah, blah, blah. Fortitude goes 9, sure. This is a typo, defensive measures. Because you look at their base class defenses, they also have light armor here. And I think that they are intended to have light armor. Because then they'd be way too squishy to exist in a ranged meta. So I'm pretty sure this is the typo. as opposed to the initial proficiencies. I mean, this is normal for casters to get like normal weapon specialization at 13. Yeah, no, that's normal. I thought you were talking about critical specialization, which would have been very weird. Ooh, okay. All right, let's read through all the programming languages. DPS++. For weapons, including tactical man, shortcuts, and innovations, blah, 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 blah. Trouble feed computer science responsible for the universal compatibility of weapon upgrades. Ooh. I get supercharged weapon cost conversion lecture. Sure. Reduce cover. Okay. Weapon damage bonus. Okay, sure. Huh. So if you want to play like a gunner, this could then like when jailbreak spell by play signal boost spell shape to spell it deals damage. Okay. I mean, I don't know if they are or aren't on the arcane list. I don't know what the spells do as right now. This is a first impression, not just like I know everything. I'm trying to get like a vague sense of what all of them are trying to do. Never eat things, especially in hostile environments. Language of armor, environment protection, satellite defense software. Protection resist energy haste. This is like your abjurer. Blah blah blah. Plus most AC, hostile creature touch damage you with an automated attack non-ranged weapon, takes force damage. Okay, sure. Nice safety, spell shit deals damage. You can use spell surplus energy, move yourself in a direction. Okay, sure. Oh yeah, no, these are some good names. Servo Shell. 13 Universe soon building their own coffee serving mini bot. Released with an operating system that maximizes compatibility between all system checks between different Ferrari tractor. Worlds work the same mini bot. Okay. This is more of a conjurer type thing. It lets you command an overclock minion to sustain it. Okay. Yeah, that's what it looks like to me as well. Viper, manufacture hybrid items. Spell gems, cozy language, magic items, blah 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 blah. Late translate, locate, creation, true speed, true sight, contingency, pinpoint, foresight. You can hack other magic tradition. You can overclock a general spell chip with spells from another tradition. You cast spell using that item. Oh. Overclock a spell gem or a spell chip with spells from another tradition. So you can basically get a guaranteed hack magic item. Neat. Very, very interesting. Huh. Neat. Denial of safety. Oh, so you can really make some big AoEs. Makes things subtle. Okay. Alright, I'm seeing they're cooking. Okay, yeah. Won't access your gear. You can make things non-lethal. Okay, so this is like... You guys plus also Viper. Use my fire... Very neat. This is actually what I wanted from a Starfinder caster. This is what I want from casters. Actually good feats, a class chassis that's strongly thematic. It took power budget out of spells and put it into making a cool caster, which I love. This is what I want to see more of with Starfinder casters. Pirate spell. Oh my god. Counter spell, it's creature in area. You can install Timber Combat spell. Oh, that's very cute. White Hat Hack, cause non-conscious, that's not modified by jailbreak. You get on expense. Oh my gosh. They're not the same system technically. They're going to be completely independent once they both come out. But they use the same core engine, so they are cross-compatible. But they are balanced and built around different ideas of what is acceptable. Aid spells, split tunneling. You can compress casting. Okay. Clever counterspell is still there, sure. Double jailbreak. Oh my gosh. That it. Yeah, this is... Fleet mode. Oh, yeah, yeah. No, I'm... Speedrun! Spirit of Magic Hack, okay. You can pseudo your spells. Oh my god. Yeah, no, this is the class that I needed in the game. Yeah, Technomancer sweet. Oh yeah, this is great. Ooh hoo hoo. NG sync. Okay. They have the defensive one. Servo Shell. This is the minion summoning one. Right? No, I get that. This is the cool... Yeah. Yeah, this is a class right here. Next, cast a spell from a spell gem. Instead of being destroyed, spell gem becomes a temporary item that can't be only lasts until used again next time you make your daily preparations. Oh, that's nice. Because Viper gets to interact with everything. Yeah, this one's very cool. Yep. Then has electromag grenades for when you're converting your things to damage as a... Yeah, no, that's sweet. Yeah, speedrun lets you wall clip. Okay, yeah. No, they knew. They knew. This is what I wanted to see from Starfinder. Like, honestly, this is what I think Starfinder should be. Yeah, like, my issues with the other Starfinder classes is they didn't feel unique enough to me. It felt like they had to constrain their gimmicks because they wanted to make everything have HP and more slots. Viper seems very, very good. Yeah, Technomancer has some very nice flavor. Like, it... Yeah, I think that my Witch Warper isn't going to see play. I think I'm going to rework it into a DPS plus one of these. Because I'm thinking that I can overload a weapon and do a gimmick with... Because we're playing low levels, so this is actually a very strong gimmick. So I have the Pathfinder Nexus of this spell pulled up, which is a Pathfinder spell. Leaden Steps. So this gives somebody encumbered, which is penalty to speeds, clumsy, and all that stuff. And that is a weakness to electricity. And there are guns that do electricity damage that would then apply this weakness. And from there, I can then overcharge, get my gun going, shoot them with electricity damage after leaden stepping. Like, then I can do my electric arc, I can do whatever. Yeah, no, I think this is sweet. All right, thank you, Kira. But yeah, this is like the main gimmick is that I was building like an electricity-based mage. Yeah, Starfinder is the same traditions as Pathfinder 2e. A lot more classes have choices of traditions, but they're more limited. Like Witch Warper can be either arcane or occult. Mystic can be any of these spell lists that have healing spells, which is everything that is not arcane. And now we have an arcane, more like utility, damagey, wizardy type caster. So there we go. I think that is going to be the stream. And so, yeah, my overall thoughts are, damn, these two look sweet. I don't immediately have like the complaints I normally do when I'm looking at playtest classes, which is very nice. Some class focus ups beyond the first do need feats to pick up, but that's like not unheard of in Pathfinder land. And I think the class chassis is good enough to justify it. Soldier is very unique, but my issue with Soldier is that one, you do the same thing every round, which is area fire, do your primary target, occasionally demoralize, and then you're punished for doing anything that isn't that. And that's also my issue with Operative. Operative also is like aim, shoot, reload, repeat. and like Witch Warper really just like didn't have abilities because they cost actions on a caster and your spells are better. And you have additional slots, so why wouldn't you just cast spells? I don't think Soldier's that bad at shooting. I think what they need to do is they need to rework primary target. Because like, as a soldier, it is a bait to build a strength armor user. You need to have con dex, so that way your primary target actually hits people, and then once it does, you become a really, really disgusting damage class. I feel like primary target should use Constitution for accuracy, and they should like somehow tune that with like a -2 or something, just generically. Yeah, I think Envoy's fine. Like, I kind of have beef with a lot of the classes, but these I don't have direct beef with. I think the Brutal trait should be given to the Solarian Solar Shot, but not much else. I think that area fire weapons are the ranged option for pure strength, and I do think you can all splash spells and like, yeah. Yeah, I agree with the fixing the melee weapon thing. Yeah, that's what I'm saying, only on Solar and Solar Shot. Because like that's a class feature, it's like Kineticist Blast. Fires and barbs are the War Priest's favorite weapons. Yeah, that's a good way to put it. Yeah. Anyway, I'm gonna end stream now. Thank you all for coming out. I had a good time, and I'll see y'all in the next video.